Good morning, students. Welcome to our English classes once again. And you all know that we are learning a very humorous lesson in this topic, that is the brave poacher. In the previous class, we learned about folk stories. So how these folk stories are very useful to us, how these folk stories are related with our culture and also the way of the people's living with their language and other things. So only through these folk stories we learn the language used by our rural people, and most of the language which have been extended from this world have been preserved in our folk language, in our folk stories, in our folk songs, etc. And this lesson is taken from one of the stories written by our Telugu writers, and it is a folk story. And this story has been translated into our English language for the convenience of the readers all over the world. So when we come to the lesson, in the first scene, in the first instant, so we have seen a tiger running in the middle of the forest in search of a shelter. So it is a rainy day. The entire forest is covered with thick clouds, black clouds. And we also see the black clouds split into halves by the lightning. So all this description is given in the first part of the lesson. And in the next we learn that the tiger has taken a shelter in a small hut near the door of the hut. And we also know that so after taking some rest, the tiger heard the voice of a woman. The woman is shouting loudly, and the woman is shouting at something, and she addressed it as a leak. So this leak is very horrible. This leak is very terrible. So it is better to stand before a tiger instead of standing before the leak. So it is better. That means in one way the woman is saying that this leak is very dangerous, very ferocious, and also very cruel than that of a tiger. So the tiger is listening all these words and felt that this leak is more dangerous and more ferocious and more evil than the tiger. So it also felt that all the other animals are saying lies with it. So they are calling me the father of the king of the jungle, but all these animals are telling me the lies because they are afraid of me. So I am not the real king. So the real king must be this leak. It must be much ferocious than me. So how does this leak look like? So by thinking about this leak continuously, after some time, the tiger has the tiger started sleeping like that. Napped for a while. Nap means to sleep for a while. So it is not a deep sleep. It is just, so in our classrooms also, while the teachers are explaining the lessons in the class, especially after 1 o'clock, so you take a small nap on your benches. This is called napping. So simply we close our eyes, and it is not a deep sleep. So just we close our eyes for a while. So if somebody calls us again, we wake up and come to the senses. So the tiger is also in the same position. So it got tired by moving in the forest in search of a shelter. And already it is a cloudy day and rainy day. So automatically it got some sleep. But within seconds, the tiger was woken up with a heavy voice near the ears. The voice started shouting very near to its ears, and after a while something began to beat him on his head and the shoulders. So immediately the tiger remembered about the leak. Yes, it is the leak. The leak till now stayed in the hut and frightened the old woman. Now the leak is nearer to me and it is going to frighten me. So if I won't listen to this leak words, this leak is definitely going to kill me. So is it essential for me to fight against this leak and die in the hands of this leak? So it will be foolish to fight against the leak, because because this leak is very powerful than me. So then the tiger also thought for a while and came to one decision. What is the decision? It is better to follow the instructions of this leak. So let me obey the words of this leak. Let me surrender to this leak. So by thinking like that, the tiger started following or listening to the words or orders of this leak. So after a while, the creature started binding the tiger with a big rope, heavy rope. He took a big rope and started tying the legs, neck of the tiger. But this foolish tiger, innocent tiger, allowed the creature to tie the legs and the neck with the rope. Yes, otherwise it will die in the hands of the leak. Okay, so afterwards, after tying the tiger with the rope, the leak climbed onto the tiger's back. It sat on the tiger's back and started kicking the tiger on its sides, on both sides. So generally the animals are being kicked on the sides to make the animal to move forward. Generally the horse riders also, they kick the horses on both sides. So then only the horses gallop or run forward. So like that, just like that, this creature sat on the tiger's back and started kicking on either side. Okay, let me follow the instructions. Let me bear this creature for some time. So like that, the tiger also started moving forward. But not only this, the creature started scolding this animal, scolding the tiger like anything. You bloody creature, you stupid creature, only because of you I am staying here. So you won't listen to my words. If you repeat it like that, if you do it in the same way, I am going to kill you like anything. So like that, the creature started scolding the tiger like anything. In the middle of it, it also beat the tiger heavily on its head and shoulders. So not only this, so after climbing on the back of the tiger, the creature also pulled the rope heavily, tightly, in order to show the way to the tiger. Yes, when the creature started pulling it towards the right side, means it is the instruction for the tiger to move in the right side or to move it in the left side. Like that, the creature kept all sorts of difficulties and problems to this tiger, but this innocent tiger followed, listened the instructions only because to protect its life from the creature. So till there I end up the first lesson. Now let us come to the second part of the lesson. Okay, I think you all are ready with it. I hope you all enjoy this concept. So as I told you in the beginning, it is a folk story. So in folk stories we won't find any logic. So do you find any logic in the modern movies? Do you find any logic in the Bahubali movies? No. So just for that, just for entertainment, just to learn something, we enjoy the moral story, we enjoy the folk stories. But if you want to detect the logic or rational understanding, means it won't be possible for us. Next. So this is the end of the first story, and after traveling for some distance, the creature climbed down from the tiger and tied the tiger to a tree with a big chain. So for like that, for some time, this creature traveled on the tiger. So let it be until the end of the forest. So when they reached the end of the forest, this creature climbed down from the tiger and immediately tied this tiger in front of a hut with a big heavy chain. So after that, the creature went away from that place. But this tiger tried its level best to free himself from the chain. But it was impossible for the tiger. It became impossible for the tiger to allow or to free himself, because the chains are very heavy and the strength of the tiger is very less. So already the strength was taken away by this creature by hitting him hardly on its back and shoulder. And not only that, the tiger had been roped up by the creature like his neck. So all these things make the tiger very weak. So that's why the tiger after some time felt that it would be better to take some rest here itself under this tree rather than making efforts to be free from these chains. But it struggled very hard to become free, but all its efforts went vain. Next. So then he went inside. Who was this creature who was able to capture such a large and dangerous tiger? Let us find out. So we all get some doubt. So who is this creature? So is this creature heavier, or is this creature ferocious? Is this creature powerful than the tiger? So let us know about this. Are you curious to learn about this leak? So we don't know whether the name of this animal is leak or not. Even the tiger also has not seen this creature. So it heard about the creature, but the tiger is also not definite about the personality of this creature. But who is this creature? So do you want to learn? So now come to the second part. This is the end of the first episode. So what is the end of the episode? So a creature tying the tiger to a tree with a heavy chain. So now the second episode of that brave porter. So do you want to learn? Do you want to know about this creature? Now come on. So on the afternoon of the day, a porter had arrived home after a hard day's work. Porter. So now, before going to learn about this creature, the writer is describing or explaining us about the life of a porter. Who is this porter? We learn afterwards. So you know about the porter. Who is porter? Porter is nothing but a person who is preparing who prepares some pots is called a porter. A person who prepares some ornaments from gold is called a goldsmith. So I am the teacher, I am teaching the lesson, so I am a teacher, you are a doctor, like that. So on the base of the professions we get that. So this fellow is preparing some pots, so that's why we call him as a porter. So porter's work is they should go to the field, they should collect the mud, so they should press the mud with their feet by pouring some water or like that. So after that, by that mud, they prepare some beautiful pots, they prepare some beautiful utensils and they sell them in the market. And they lead their life by getting by some money which they get out of selling these pots and other things. So this is the daily daily routine of this porter. So on that day, this porter went to his home with heavy day's work. He worked very hard. He prepared the pots, he sold them in the market, and after some time he returned to his work, he returned to his home. By the time when he returned his home, he was very tired. He felt as if he became very weak and about to die. So at that time, when he returned his home, he asked his wife to give some palm wine. Palm wine means in Telugu we say kallu. We also call it todi. Todi means it is also extracted from the palm trees. So he asked his wife to give some palm wine, because generally some laborers, so I am not decreasing their value, but I am telling that, so after doing a hard work in a day, so they simply take some glass of wine or something to reduce their body pains. So automatically some people, we go to the market, we go to the hospitals and take them painkillers. So if you take the painkiller, that will reduce the pains, body pains, and make us active for the next day's work. But some laborers, they simply take some wine or palm wine or something. I don't know their names. I don't want to go deep into that matter because it is unnecessary for us. So they take some liquids, they take some alcoholic beverages to reduce their body pains, so that they can take so that they get some relaxation and they take some rest, and once again they prepare themselves for their next day's work. So this will also, he took some palm wine, but when he took the first glass, he got some energy. So that is some mental feeling, so psychological feeling. So after taking some tablet, we feel that our headache is gone, but we don't know whether the headache is gone by this medicine or naturally. But so it is also a type of psychological disorder or a habit. So after taking some glass of palm wine, this fellow got better. This fellow felt better. So as and when he took some additional glasses, he went on taking some additional glasses, he went on feeling better in his mind. Yes, I took the first glass, so now I am very perfect. He took the second glass, now I am getting some energy. He took that next glass and felt that he got some extra energy. So like that, within few minutes, he drank the entire palm wine in the pot. So now this fellow's condition is he had forgotten this entire world in the drowsiness. So this wine, all this alcohol, they directly affect the mind of a person. So after taking some alcohol, the person will forget about this entire world. They go to some imaginary world. So they feel that they get some extra energy, but that is not the real energy. That is only for a temporary time. That is only for a short period. Okay. So after taking the entire palm wine, this fellow felt that he got some extra energy. So immediately he remembered about his donkey, which he tied away from his or tied outside his hut. After drinking this palm wine, oh, last night I tied my donkey under a tree. So what happened to my donkey? Let me go and check it. So I should tie it in the stable. Otherwise, so it started raining heavily by that time. All through the night it rained heavily, and the donkey remained outside the stable in the rainy night. And even the animals, even the donkey is also an animal. So when you continuously put it in the rain, so even the donkeys will also get some illness. Now, without these donkeys, there is no future and there is no livelihood for this person. I kept my donkey outside. What happened to my donkey? He rushed outside the hut to see his donkey. But by the time when he went outside, when he went near the tree, he found his donkey missing. He saw only the rope. He saw only the chain tied to the tree. But there is no donkey at that time. Yes. So by seeing the animal missing, when he went to the tree, when he found that the donkey is missing there, so you can imagine the angriness of this person. You stupid donkey, you tried to run away from my house. So you are creating so many problems to me like that. Already he was in a drunken state. Already he was in a drunken state, and at that time he found his donkey missing. So you can imagine the angriness that fellow will get at that time. Okay, so there is no bound to his angriness. So he started scolding himself. He started scolding the donkey like anything, and he also cursed the donkey. Cursed means hey donkey, if I find you anywhere, I will kill you like anything. You know how a drunken person will talk at that stage. So we have been seeing many movies, and we also see many comedians playing the role of a drunken role. I will kill you like anything. They stagger here and there. They move this side and that side. The others may feel that that fellow may fall on the ground at any time, but that fellow won't fall, but make others to fall on the ground. Where donkey? Where have you gone? Like that, they forget this world. They forget their balance, and they don't have any command or control over their words. They don't even know what they are speaking, with whom they are speaking, and how they are speaking. So this is common for all of us. We see all these things in our surroundings. Next. So you can imagine his anger when he discovered that the donkey was not there anymore. The only thing left was its chain. The only thing was the chain. So now can you believe that a donkey can escape from that place? can the donkey break the chains and remove from that place? So some mysterious things happen in this place, in this point. So in the previous episode, we learned that the tiger remained under the tree, unable to get detached from the chain. If the tiger could not detach the chain, how can a donkey detach the chain or break the chain and run away from the place? So some mysterious thing happened at that time. So we will understand in the coming episodes. Okay. Now he found only the chain tied to the tree. Then he started scolding the tree. My stupid donkey must have run off into the forest. Yes, I know about my donkey. My donkey is a stupid one. Many times it left me in the middle of the forest and went to some other place. So my duty is to search for this donkey. How long I can search for this donkey? This is not the first time. Many times it repeated like that. So like that the potter started scolding the donkey like anything. So when I catch him, I will give him a good beating. Let me find out this donkey. So let me find him out. So I will give him a good beat. So I will give a big punch on its nose and on its back like anything. So let me find it out. So then I will teach him a good lesson. So like that he started scolding the donkey and went in search of the forest in the middle of donkey in middle of that forest at that dark rainy night. The potter walked to the wet forest. Already it was raining. Okay, so when it rains, we all know that the entire roads and the entire ground become wet. So when you put your feet in the wet floor or wet ground, so your feet sink in the ground. So we can't walk easily in the muddy, wet roads. So this fellow is also stumbling. Stumbling means falling here and there. And that too, it is a very dark night. So we can't see the things before our eyes. So he fell on the trees, he fell on the stones, he fell on the roots, and he fell on many things. And whenever he fell on the ground, his anger on the donkey also increased like anything. His anger also doubled like anything. So he remembered his donkey and shouted like anything. "Aye, you donkey, stupid donkey. So you make me to move like that. So this position is because of you. Let me find you. I will kill you. I will strangle your neck. So I tear your body like that." This fellow started shouting, scolding like anything whenever he fell on the ground, on the stones, on the roots like that. So when it became dark, he often stumbled over roots and fallen branches. So we all see some dry branches fallen from the tree. He fell on the branches. So he remembered the donkey. "Hey, today my position is like this because of you. You ran away from my stable like that." His anger also doubled like anything. So felt anger. "When I catch him, I will tie him up under the tree all night. So let me find you." He muttered like this, muttering. So different ways of talking. Shouting. This is called shouting. And next one, murmuring. Murmuring means, so we talk with a very less voice. Murmuring. So you all murmur in the class. So what is the answer for this question? Answer, sir, Hey, don't murmur like that. Tell me the correct answer. So that is called murmuring. When teacher is explaining the lesson, "Yesterday I went to," so that is called whispering. So these are different ways we talk with others depending on the situation. Muttering, "Gulukodam antam in Telugu. I will kill it like that. You donkey," like that. It is called muttering. So this fellow also started muttering himself whenever he remembered his donkey. Hours later, the potter reached the old woman's hut. So while searching his donkey, slowly he reached the old woman's hut. There he saw a creature, an animal, sleeping near the hut. near the door. So what is that animal? Can you tell me? Yes, that is not donkey. That is the tiger. So in the first episode we learned about the tiger. In the second episode now we are finding the connection link between the porter and the tiger. So he saw, he was already in a drunken state. So he saw something sleeping near the door. So from the distance he observed the creature, he observed that animal and felt that it could be his donkey. Yes, my donkey is sleeping there. You stupid donkey. So he went there by stumbling and staggering here and there. Slowly he went near the tiger. But actually it was his donkey. In the porter's mind it was a donkey, but for the audience it is a tiger. Now do you understand the difference? So in many scenes we see that a drunken person is much powerful than a soldier. He can stand before the enemy and fight with them because he don't know the difference between an enemy and a friend. Both are same for him. Both are alike in his mind. So he stood before the tiger and started treating it like his donkey. Hey donkey, come on, like that he scolded loudly near the tiger. So at that time, the tiger was already afraid of the leak. The tiger already decided to listen to the leek's words. But here, who is that leek? Did you get any idea? Yes, the leek is nothing but this drunken porter. So this drunken porter only shouted and begged the tiger and sat on its back and tied the tiger with the rope and pulled the tiger and pulled the ropes and finally reached their hut. So according to the tiger, this creature is a leek. But after learning this episode, we understood that it is not a leek, it is not a special creature, it is the drunken porter. Even after this incident also, the tiger is still thinking about this leek. That poor innocent tiger does not know that the brave porter, the drunken porter, not the brave porter, the drunken porter is the leek. If it had known about the secret, if the tiger had known about the secret, the tiger would have teared him into pieces at the time itself. So till now, the tiger had known about the secret. That's why still the porter is alive. Otherwise, he would have been turned into pieces by the tiger. So this is what happened now. So what is the creature? What is that leek means? Leek is there is no other creature called leek. The leek here is the porter. So till now we got the introduction of the porter. So what kind of porter is? Drunken. So if I ask you to put the title of the lesson up to here, so we can put it as a title, we can put the title Drunken Porter. But how this porter became the brave porter? So how the title the brave came to this what is a drunken porter or covered porter or a timid porter? So till now he is only the porter. Because he is in a drunken state, we can call him as a drunken porter. Am I right? But how this porter became a brave porter? So for this you should wait for some more hours. We shall learn about it in the next topic, in the next episode. Until then, have a fine day, stay at your home and don't put your lives in risk. And in the meanwhile, go through the lessons and try to understand the concept. So let me give you one homework for you. So my homework is read the lesson and hard words. So pick out the hard words with their meanings. So pick out the hard words and write their meanings and also write down the opposite words. So write down pick out the hard words, write their meanings. So you can verify your dictionaries, or you can take the help of Google or any other sources. So meaning, opposite words, and also word forms. So what are word forms? Word forms means take a small word and you find out. So in the dictionary we find adjective, noun. So like that you find it in the brackets. For example, if you take the word poor person, it will be adjective. So what is the word form of poor? Means poverty. So this is another word form of poor. So you can find all these things in your dictionaries. So take or allot a little time for doing this homework so that you can improve your vocabulary and can use them in your English usage. So try to understand the concept as far as possible. This is the best time for you to learn English and try to speak in English with your brothers or sisters or even with your parents, and try to develop as much as possible. So thank you for listening to my lesson, and let us meet in the next class. Until then, goodbye.